What I would recommend, something that I think we both did a pretty good job at and that benefited both of us, is being present as often as possible for instance, doctor's visits.
Yeah.
And the checkups and everything along the way, all the classes that you got to take together for the baby in the pregnancy phase.
I mean, as a dad, there's just not a lot going on for you in the pregnancy phase. You're not the one being pregnant. You're doing nothing, guys. Like, spoiler alert. So to me, it always made complete sense to want to be involved in all of the steps because that's the only way you're going to get in the game, basically. I mean, you need to be supporting your wife through the process, but like if you want to do something that's kind of feels like you're a part of the process, go to the doctor's visits, understand what's happening.
Definitely. And it's one of those things where if you're a very busy person, it's easy in your mind to kind of start to think like, oh, okay, well, is this one that I absolutely have to be at, or can you just do it and give me the results afterwards? And I get it, and so you can't be at 100% of them, sure, sometimes, but do your best, like make a real effort to get in there and be as involved and knowledgeable as possible. Reading the books is a big way to help to start kind of visualize yourself as a parent. Even the pregnancy books that don't really talk about the dad, they just talk about the mom.
Yeah.
If you understand what the mom is going through, it just helps to build that emotional relationship. On D-Day, which I like to call delivery day.
Or in your case, multiple days.
Exactly. Yeah. Be there, be as close to the action as possible. You know, we talked about in like one of our first 2 episodes, you know, they give you the option, where do you want to be when the baby is born? Do you want to see what's happening? And your instinct is probably gonna be like, no, I don't really want to, get the rated R version of it.
Yeah.
But if you choose to do that, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill your perception of your wife. It really shouldn't. And it's just going to be part of that miracle of life.
I just say that, again, same kind of thing is what you'll be surprised if you just put yourself in there. And I'll try not to always just use the sports metaphors, but put yourself in the game. Like just by being around the action, you'll just get involved.
Yeah, just go with it. I mean, they recommend cutting the cord if that's something that's offered to you.
Again, it sounded disgusting and weird, and then they offered, and I was just like, done.
But their recommendation, which I agree with, is to say yes to whatever opportunity is given to you to be a participant in everything from the pregnancy to the birth, the delivery. Just be there and say yes. You know, you might not think, okay, this is going to help me be closer to my kid. Like it might not have any obvious benefit, but it really is. It's going to help you realize that this is a real thing.
Yeah.
Because for me, the pregnancy phase, I was all for it. Like I'm all in. Like I'm on board with all of this, right? But
I hope so.
Exactly.
Yeah. Looking back,
what am I going to do?
Back,
what am I going to say?
Actually, he's not on board.
But it didn't really feel 100% real to me until I saw my kid.
Oh, yeah.
You know, until he's out and I walk over to the incubation thing that they've got him in immediately after birth to clean him up. And I get to look into his eyes for the first time. And that's when I'm like, oh, that's a human.
Yeah.
And I'm its dad. And that's when it started to feel real to me. But I think it helped that I had all of that preparation, that I was present for so many of these steps in the preparation phase, that emotionally I was prepared to feel that connection.
Yeah,
because it happened for me at birth. It doesn't happen for every dad at birth.
Yeah, it just felt like it kind of rolled right into it. And
exactly.
It felt like it was a never-ending thing. Like, the birth ends, and then you move on to everyone's, everyone's out and going, but it's just like it didn't stop.
No.
Just like there's no like break.
Yeah.
You just keep going.
It's not like the end of a movie where, like the end of Knocked Up where they have the baby and then roll credits, cut to 2 years later, they have the birthday party. Like there's a lot that happens after the birth.
It just keeps going, and so you just kind of roll right on into it. And my wife who was watching, was texting me, and she's like, she put it very nicely, of course, the Hallmark style that she can approach it. She's like, it felt like we already knew him before he was here.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's just like we already knew who he was. We already knew he was ours, and we were already with him the whole process. And then he came out and then, just kept on going.